Demons love to capitalize on our trauma, and if you are doing any sort of shadow work,
absolute truth right there in this video, so please go ahead and first watch it full and then come back. One thing that I've learned from going to psychotherapy for a very long time now is that psychologists are sometimes not equipped to deal with your spirit. They only deal with the psyche and what they know from the flesh, and our conventional psychiatry and psychology that is not always rooted in the complete and utter truth. And yes, there are spirits, and yes, there are demonic powers at play. And from somebody who has come from extreme trauma in my childhood and a family that has pushed me to the brink, and as someone who has been researching trauma-based mind control for many years now, I don't want to say 20, but it's pretty close to that, I can tell you that in some families they traumatize you on purpose. And please check out Nathan Reynolds' work. He has been going viral recently with that topic. They do extreme trauma to their kids early on, sometimes from the crib, with one purpose: to fragment the consciousness, to fragment the person, create altars, a little bit like honeycomb cells. Max Spiers used to talk about this as well. Check him out, God rest his soul. Just so that they can use those altars of you and control them, and they turn into your handler. Basically, you become a robot, you become a split personality that is not aware of the other altars that are inside of you. And sometimes you miss time, sometimes you don't know what you were doing yesterday, you have memory problems, etc. Why am I talking about this? Because in those evil families, and it doesn't have to be in a family, but it's mostly coming in families, they try to traumatize you so that they can invoke a demonic entity inside these empty spaces of you. They break your soul, they shatter your soul into pieces so that your main consciousness, if you're called Abby doesn't know that there's another cell inside of her who is filled with the demonic entity. And so when you start healing and you start paying attention to some parts of you or memories of you that you reject, or that the Bible and Jesus tells you that they're not righteous behavior, and your psychologist tells you, accept your demons, embrace your demons. And I've had this problem with mine, like she's not very much into Christianity as much as I am, and I always try to like speak with her on that topic of shadow work and calling them demons. I'm not embracing no demons. It's very important to be able to discern between your identity and what is actually a demonic force coming from the inside or coming from the outside in. And sometimes when it's been locked in there for many years, for some people even decades, it may be coming from the inside out. Sometimes when you lash out or you burst out in extreme situations and you don't know where this came from, it's important to do that work. And please pray for discernment from the Father in heaven to let you know which is which, because sometimes you're trying to cast out a bad behavior, and that might be your identity part, that might be you. But sometimes you might be trying to embrace a shadow part of yourself. Well, in fact, that could be a demon that needs to be bound and cast out of you, and you need deliverance. In any case, I think that deliverance is extremely important for many of us, especially if you're dealing with internal rage that you've been holding on to a very long time, especially if you've been dealing with sickness and illness in your body, especially if you've been trying to keep the peace at any cost. You know the drill. So I hope this is of value to you, and I bring blessings to you. I pray to Father that He heals you completely and that you have eternal internal peace and joy forever in His kingdom.